Hi, so this is Tara Nair with Yarn Therapy, and we're going to go over how to do a yarn over. I'm currently working a project where you do the first 2 stitches and then you do a yarn over. So the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to knit those 2 stitches, and here we are at the yarn over. Yarn overs basically help with creating more of a lace look, or if you're trying to create a hole in the pattern, that's why they ask for those yarn overs. Usually, so you're going to take your yarn from the back through your knitting needles to the front and back over your right hand needle over the top of it, and I always hold it with my my pointer finger so it doesn't slide, and then you're just going to keep on knitting like you would normally back right into the next stitch. So it creates, as you can see, there's 2 stitches and then there's a yarn over. The other thing that sometimes yarn overs are used for is to create an additional stitch, but it does create a little bit of a hole, a decorative hole in your work. So I'm going to keep going, and I want to go to the other side because I'm doing it every row. It does create a bigger stitch on the other side, as you can see. So sometimes for new knitters it is a little weird because when you go to knit into it, there's not a bottom, so it looks different than doing other knitting. Don't be afraid, you're just going to knit it like you would knit any other stitch and pull it to the front, and as you can see, it creates that really decorative pretty hole in the work. We're going to do one more row so you can see what that looks like again. So turn my work, and then we're going to do 2 stitches and then my yarn over. 1, 2, yarn over. I bring it to the front of my work over the top of the right hand needle. I hold it on there with my finger, and then I'm going to knit the next stitch just normal. And again, it creates that slide or that yarn with yarn over the needle in your work, and then you just go to the end. That's how you do a yarn over. Super simple. And I get to the end so you guys can see what it's creating on each side and what it looks like. As you can see in this work, I've got holes on each side going up the work. This gets used a lot in shawls and fun activities, and it also is creating, again, like a little bit of a triangle. Thanks for watching.